Right, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today we're going to be going over the Rite Aid closing list as of Tuesday, November 28th, 2023. So the moral basis of it here is that Rite Aid has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, of course, in my home state of New Jersey. Go figure, of course, the companies have to pick the Northeast as a place to file bankruptcy. Rite Aid has added 17 stores to its 150 stores, which is about 167 locations that will be closing. Rite Aid has cited these stores as underperforming locations. The company is making an effort to ensure customers of the impacted stores have access to health services, whether at a Rite Aid or a nearby pharmacy, and will work to transfer prescriptions accordingly so there's no disruption to services. The company is also transferring associates impacted at these stores to other Rite Aid locations where possible. Rite Aid said in a statement released at its filing. The additional closures are in a multitude of states, which include New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and of course, there are other, so it includes California, Connecticut, Delaware, Idaho, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Hampshire, New Jersey, my home state, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Washington State. So these are all the locations that are going to be closing, and we're going to actually go through all of them in this video. So in California, we have 2 Rite Aid stores in Los Angeles, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Downey, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Long Beach, 1 Rite Aid store in Burbank, 1 Rite Aid store in Covina, California, 1 Rite Aid store in La Punita, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Alhambra, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Oceanside, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Romana, California, 2 Rite Aid stores in San Diego, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Menifee, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Donna Point, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Laguna Niguel, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Yorba Linda, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Santa Ana, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Ventura, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Oxnard, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Cupertino, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Santa Clara, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Santa Cruz, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Atwater, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Curtis Heights, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Sacramento, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Costa Mesa, California, 1 Rite Aid store in another Rite Aid store in Los Angeles, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Ontario, California, 1 Rite Aid store in La Madeira, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Irvine, California, 1 Rite Aid store in Monterey, California, and in state of Connecticut, we have 1 in Brantford, P.O. Box 746, 1 Rite Aid store in West Haven, Connecticut, 1 Rite Aid store in Bethel, Connecticut. In the state of Delaware, we have the Rite Aid store in Newark, Delaware, and the Rite Aid store in Wilmington, Delaware. In the state of Idaho, we have the Rite Aid stores in Meriden, Idaho, the Rite Aid store, and 2 Rite Aid stores in Boise, Idaho. In the state of Maryland, we have the Rite Aid store in Bel Air, Maryland, the Rite Aid store in Elkton, Maryland, 2 Rite Aid stores in Baltimore, Maryland, Rite Aid store in Glen Burnie, Maryland, another Rite Aid store in Glen Burnie, Maryland, 1 Rite Aid store in Ocean City, Maryland. In the state of Massachusetts, we have the Rite Aid store in Webster, Massachusetts. In the state of Michigan, we have the Rite Aid store in Fremont, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Greenville, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Grand Ledge, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in McCobb, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Sturgis, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Rixom, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Clinton Township, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Shelby Township, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Jackson, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Taylor, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Main Street, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Garden City, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Flint, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Detroit, Michigan, another Rite Aid store in Clinton Township, Rite Aid store in Farmington Hills, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in St. John's, Michigan, the Rite Aid store, another Rite Aid store in Flint, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Lansing, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Troy, Michigan, the Rite Aid store in Elmwood, Michigan, and that's it for that state. In New Hampshire, we have the Rite Aid store in Merrimack, New Hampshire, and the Rite Aid store in Hampton, New Hampshire. In my home state of New Jersey, we have the Rite Aid store in Tinton Falls, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Helden, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Arlington, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Lumberton, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Somers, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Williamstown, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Milford, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Mantua, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Mullica Hill, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Robbinsville, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in East Toms River, New Jersey, the Rite Aid store in Whitting, New Jersey, and the Rite Aid store in Haddonfield, New Jersey. In New York, we have the Rite Aid store in Cheektowaga, New York, the Rite Aid store in Brooklyn, the Rite Aid store in Florham Park, Rite Aid store in Flushing, Rite Aid store in Levittown, Rite Aid store in Brooklyn, Rite Aid store in Oceanside, Rite Aid store in Valley Stream, Rite Aid store in Bayshore, Rite Aid store in Belmore, Rite Aid store in Copiague, New York, Rite Aid store in East Northport, New York, Bayshore, New York, Valley Street, New York, Oceanside, New York, Brooklyn, New York, Levittown, New York, Flushing, New York, Florham Park, New York, Brooklyn, New York, and Chickasaw, New York, Rite Aid store in East Northport, New York, Rite Aid store in Huntington Station, New York, Rite Aid store in Medford, New York, Rite Aid store in Oyster Bay, New York, Rite Aid store in West Patchogue, New York, Rite Aid store in Port Jeff Station, New York, Rite Aid store in Smithtown, New York, Rite Aid store in Kenmore, New York, and the Rite Aid store in Rochester, New York. In the state of Ohio, we have the Rite Aid store in Massillon, Ohio, New Carsley, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Dayton, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Youngstown, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Springfield, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Bellefonte, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Youngstown, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Mount Gilead, Ohio, Rite Aid store in Dayton, Ohio, and Rite Aid store in Wilwick, Ohio. In the state of Oregon, we have the Rite Aid store in Portland, Oregon, and Florence, Oregon. And in Pennsylvania, these were some of the biggest hit stores, so be ready because this is where the company is based. Rite Aid store in Erie, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, another Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Pennsburg, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Abington, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Levittown, Pennsylvania, another Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, Rite Aid store in Ardum, Pennsylvania, another Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, Rite Aid store in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Yardley, Pennsylvania, another Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, another Rite Aid store in Erie, Pennsylvania, the Rite Aid store in Tabahana, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Chester, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Eden, Pennsylvania, 3 more Rite Aid stores in Philadelphia, Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in New Kingston, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Tootsville, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, another Rite Aid store in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Rochester, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Beth Park, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Moon Township, Pennsylvania, 2 Rite Aid stores in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Export, Pennsylvania, another Rite Aid store in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store in Allentown, Pennsylvania, 2 more Rite Aid stores in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, Rite Aid store, Hanover, Pennsylvania, Manchesonburg, Pennsylvania, State College, Pennsylvania, 202, Pennsylvania, and that's it. So in Virginia, we have 2 Rite Aid stores in Chesapeake, Virginia, Rite Aid store in DeWilde, Virginia, Rite Aid store in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and in the state of Washington, we have the Rite Aid store in Renton, Pennsylvania. In Washington, we have the Rite Aid store in Renton, Washington, Mill Creek, Washington, Burn, Washington, Everett, Washington, Lacey, Washington, Graham, Washington, Seattle, Washington, Linwood, Washington, 2 Rite Aid stores in Bellevue, Washington, and a Rite Aid store in Redmond, Pennsylvania. So that is a total of 167 Rite Aid locations that will be closing within the next couple of weeks, and people will be losing their jobs. So now that we've gone over all of the stores, let's talk about the future of Rite Aid. So I don't know if I've said this about this company before, the future is looking extremely bleak. And what I mean by extremely bleak, I mean that there is absolutely no future in this company whatsoever. When you have an opioid lawsuit, and opioid is a very big issue in the United States of America, it's very hard, especially when you have a small fleet of pharmacy locations, for them to escape. So very likely what's going to happen is this company is going to collapse, and the employees currently working at these stores that are not closing may not even get severance. So my advice to any of these employees now that are currently working at a non-closing Rite Aid store, and that's a very small number because, this is 167 locations, my advice is to get out now and start looking for other jobs at a CVS or a Walgreens. The reason I say that is because Rite Aid has no future whatsoever as a pharmacy chain, and the chain is unfortunately pretty much done. I just don't think they will escape bankruptcy, especially when you have an opioid lawsuit and you're competing with CVS and Walgreens, which have a much broader and a much more expansive fleet of stores. It's very hard for another chain like Rite Aid to compete with CVS and Walgreens and any other small business pharmacy chains as well. So I think Rite Aid's days as a pharmacy chain are pretty much numbered at this point, and I do expect this company to most likely file for Chapter 7 by the beginning of 2024, and they will be wiped off the face of the earth, and Rite Aid will not exist, or other pharmacy chains like CVS and Walgreens will step in, relocate their stores, and they'll close those stores because they're in the new Rite Aid locations, just, again, for location purposes. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video going over the Rite Aid closing list as well as the future of the chain. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know in the comment section below. And again, I do wish nothing but the best for the people that will be losing their job at these 167 locations. So, anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. And, the link will be in the description below. And that will be it.